maybe could have been the man there that was going to make the difference, but he couldn't have known. He kind of makes the wrong decision to push all the way through. Bit of a coin flip from his point of view. And look at Freeze with his op, just spot one. He'll take down Showtime. He actually sees them both, so he knows that Henny is here. Maybe we'll get another little preview into this op battle and how it's going to work. Nade to go out, but Freeze already with the angle. He won't lose that one, so Freeze is in the server. He is hitting these shots, the ones that he should be hitting. So that's a good sign for SK Gaming as they will take another round now.
And he felt like he was backed into a corner. Just wanted to come out, swing and see if he could get a kill, see if he could save that AWP. He could have really done with actually keeping that alive because now they've chunked through all their money pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they really have money right now is because they were able to win on just that force-up where they really shouldn't have had an opportunity. So that's good for the economy. And the double ops are still going to be very dangerous. It'll be Showtime with the secondary op here. And again, he'll need to have a much better performance here on Mirage, especially with Tempostorm starting off on the back foot once more.
Heavy mid presence thus far from SK Gaming in the last few rounds. Obviously deciding that could be their chance to take this map. Meanwhile, Magic's boy back to the T side, going to be rejoining his teammate in ramp. Connect has been picked up again. That's in the hands of Vasilian. This is a bit of a sketchy position to have the bomb, though. If he gets picked up there, things can go horribly wrong for the T's. But fortunately for him, mid control totally given up from Tempostorm.
Yeah, they're never having all that much success out there in middle. And yeah, SK Gaming able to deposit the player with the bomb. That's a Cillian into the connector. They've actually got one more there behind him. A player on the catwalk now jumping off, and two more ready to go from a ramp. It's Henny with the op. No smoke, no flash, nothing. He can see everything so clearly, but they're actually jumping over in front of triple box already. So Henny had to give up the main angle onto the A ramp, but the bomb's already gone down. 5-on-4 right now. Henny taking a massive damage, but he is still alive. Bolts is going to go in and try to save him. He can't do it, though. The grenade is in for Magic's boy. Henny is down, and look at that gap. Pimp was looking to exploit it, but instead, shot in the back from Showtime, but Freeze wins that battle. Hits him back with the op.
Yeah, two players remaining in Sentry picked up from Bolts, but again, as soon as that HE goes toll booth bound, that is the round pretty much over. A lot was required of Henny. And he did what he could to fend off the initial push until the rest of his team was there, but by that moment, he'd already been killed. So SK Gaming, I've got to say, I've got to give them a lot of praise here, because after losing 1917, being 2-0 down in a best of 5, I thought they'd crumble, to be entirely honest with you. I thought they'd crumble. But maybe they're coming into this now like, we've got nothing to lose. We've got further than we thought we would. We've already secured ourselves at least $30,000, because that's what runner-up gets, $55,000 to the winner. Why not just have a bit of fun? Why not just try our best to see how far we can get? So if the pressure's off their shoulders, this could be a new SK Gaming that we see.
Well, we've got Magic's boy and both Madi playing so well right now on the side of SK Gaming. Pimp actually not even on the board yet, but it may not matter if Magic's and Madi can keep up that play. Pimp, though, was, of course, really the man of the map for Dust 2. Even though it was still a loss, Pimp was playing so incredibly well. And here's a Cillian with a kill. Freeze as well. Bolts gets one back, but it's Tempostorm still at a man disadvantage.
Which has been a fairly common theme so far in Mirage.
Yes, it has.
Going down a player, 2 players down, very quick off the bat. So even though Pimp, his woes continue, the rest of his team is doing the job. Of course, he was one of the players that was performing very well on Dust 2. The first times we've really seen him step up to the mark, and frag alongside Modi. Free's going to be watching in case Bolts decides to hop up with his M4. Still a minute to play within the clock, though. Tempostorm trying to fan out as much as they can. They've got a fair amount of presence across the map, but it's very thinly spread. So if a double Deathband squad pushes through, then Tempostorm should be all but dead.
Bolts is actually now starting to jump for the information, but it doesn't look like Freeze had a shot. Molotov going to go in, try to keep them at bay there, and you can see the bomb actually now exiting the TV room back to T-spawn. Cillian holding on here. This battle between Cillian and Phelps might end up being very, very important, because time is starting to get low. If things get messy, SK are going to run out of time.
Well, Phelps has the Mag 7. 20 seconds. It just takes him to land a shot or two. And this is over for SK. That's a beautiful flashbang, though. That flash destroys him. Now it's up to Henny. 2 kills. Looking for a third. Not quite. Bolts going to be coming from the CT side. He typically will come from the CT boxes. I think the T's will realize this one, but they've actually left open the bomb plant. The Magic's boy just about gets the bomb down before falling. And now it's Modi versus Bolt, two of the star players on the server. Come head to head, and it's going to be the M4 sprayed up, but Modi lands the headshot, and SK will continue their winning ways. They move 4 rounds ahead at 7-3.
Wow, that came down to the wire, though. If Bolt's got the kill onto the player trying to arm the bomb, he would have just won off of time. He could have run away. Instead, he gets the kill after the bomb goes down, is forced to back off a bit, reloads, then takes a flash to the face, and at that point, he's not exactly sure where Modi has gone. So Modi, a bit of an advantage, and he'll win out on the 1 versus 1. And look at his stats there, 89 ADR so far in this match. So that's all 3 maps overall. That ain't bad.
Not too shabby whatsoever. And always anything above 75, 80 ADR is good going. At points, he's been reaching well over 100. Gonna be an A play from SK again. Deagle, P250s. Stacked towards A. They've got themselves into Palace. So Tempo Storm in the early stages of this round, not done too bad for themselves.
Yeah, not at all. Well, a bit of aggressive posturing here onto the A site. We have one player that's already pushed through Palace. And yeah, that's going to be Phelps. And another 2, you know, playing either under balcony or kind of on the site. One more pushed up at A ramp. It's going to be Phelps to take this first battle. Could make things interesting if he wins it, and he does. I think even the shadow of Modi might have given him away right there. So Phelps is able to hit that quick 1 shot to the head and then finish it off with the body.
It was the shadow of Modi, and also the fact that someone jumped right next to him that I think baited his life out.
Yeah.
Because it alerted Phelps, and suddenly he expected the play to be coming around the side.
Modi in there with the all chat. Nice shot. Phelps replying, thanks. Well-mannered. Bolt's here in Firebox. Can he maybe get something done there? He does have the P250, and it's Lucas to keep our eye on that still has the Deagle.
I mean, surely you can't get anything out of this round from this point from Tempo Storm. Their positions are so claustrophobic, but balls from the side could go massive with a P250. Nearly gets a second kill, which may have been enough.
Wow.
Showtime has to contend with aim punch. It's probably the only reason that Astillion and Freeze will keep their lives. And now Lucas, who very nearly landed that 1 tap, he did connect the shot, but it was just a bit too low into the chest.
Actually, both of these guys are in 1-shot range, I think, from this Deagle. So they've got to be very, very careful. They've gone off to the post plants. Lucas is going to have to start challenging. Ooh. There's a shot to the face, and now onto the bomb. There is no kid here, but Freeze, oh no! He's not going to get there in time. This is going to be the round, a full eco right now, and that's it, 2-1. Does he get out of time? No, the bomb's defused. Freeze, he will get the kill. But Tempo Storm will win the round. That can't be good to the confidence of SK right there.
That is a tilt moment and a half. Freeze wishes he was Usain Bolt there. Look at him, charging as fast as he can. Lucas, with the balls of steel, just holds on to the
He's wishing he watched Launder's B-hop tutorial. Could have got there a little faster.
Alrighty, well, now Tempo Storm, who were looking like they were going to go out of this map ever so quickly, that is a chance for them to now get back into this. We said SK would need a bunch of rounds on T side. So far, they have lived up to that promise. But that round really could shift things. And if Tempo Storm end up coming back and getting a bunch of rounds on CT side, I've got to say, this could be the round just before that cost SK Gaming Mirage. Let's see if that turns out to be the case, though.
And even though everyone dies in the round for Tempo Storm, you got to keep in mind that they didn't actually invest anything into it. So it's a big bonus to their economy. Still, the buy on this round wasn't great. Freeze will bring down Henny. So opening shot for him. And now man advantage for SK as they're trying to get everyone over here into B. It's going to be Lucas from bench. He actually does get the 1 kill, but it was Showtime, I believe, at the white van that was unable to even help out. He gets brought down, and now Bolt and Phelps going to go ahead and try to hold on to these guns.
Solid from SK to bounce back after that last unfortunate occurrence. And now Tempo Storm, as you said before, even with the fact that they won the round in effectively just pistols, still have a wrecked economy, so they're going to have to try and save these. Timeout called, makes a lot of sense for Tempo. Try and get themselves as much rounds on the board as possible, because right now at 4-8 behind, that's just simply not good enough.
And I wonder, Tempo, we've seen them actually giving up mid a little bit. Launders commented on the desk at the very start before this match, because when we were casting Tempo Storm on Mirage, we saw them throw down those really cool smokes in middle. They could even drop one into underpass so that Henny's back is covered, and then he'd just look up a bit of a one-way and take people off of the top of mid. We haven't seen that. I'm very accustomed to seeing Tempo Storm drop out of the window early to go underpass and then push people through B. Like, really aggressive on the CT side. We haven't seen too much of it yet, and I don't really see the reason why. Tempo Storm have a 2-map lead right now. Why not get a little bit aggressive and try to get something done all over the map? We've still seen Bolts, I believe it is, that plays very aggressive towards this A ramp quite a few times, or like interchange that with Phelps. Henny's moved around sometimes, starting in middle, sometimes pushing through Palace. Unfortunately, his Palace pushes were never, you know, just made the wrong decision. He had no information to make, but just guessed wrong, basically, on some of his pushes.
I feel like especially when you're this far behind, when the standard slow round just haven't been working, yeah, this is the moment where maybe throwing something out there, knowing that you have a 2-map buffer, is the way forward, because the standard plays have just been backfiring. SK seem to have found a new gear, maybe because the pressure's off them, maybe because just Molly's starting to show up more and he's got more support behind him. You can also see that Freeze is an 11 for 7. He's been performing well. Cillian's 10 for 9, also landing a lot of frags. Pimp's on 2, actually, only still. But the rest of his team are doing great. So there's a lot of different layers to it. But now the answer that needs to come forth from Tempo Storm is, well, how do we counteract this? Because if we continue in this form, you're looking at maybe an 11-4, 10-5 half. And he just takes the pistol round, and it's maybe 2-1 again. And then go into Cobblestone. Although Cobblestone, in fairness, more than likely will be Tempo Storms because they're absolute beasts on it.
I mean, yeah, they looked very good, but you also got to keep in mind SK looks so good on Cobble too in their matches against Dignitas, who's one of the best Cobble teams, and then also doing very well and wrecking Hellraisers on it. So that'll be very interesting if we get there. Of course, SK will have to finish off this map, and we very well might see the power of the pause. And this map already going back and forth, so I think it should go the distance. And overall, this could be just the case of a slow acceleration for SK over the series. We saw them start off very poorly on Cash, then do quite a bit better on Dust 2, and now they're doing very well over here on Mirage.
Yeah, and even with Bolts finding himself up against it, you can still see that his stats are pretty solid. 115 ADR, very nice. 13 for 7, not too bad at all. Still got the fans cheering for Tempo.
The fans are
pulling them forward.
All ready to go. They want to be that 6th man.
From what you said before, Joey, are you of the opinion that if SK win Mirage, you think they'll take Cobblestone as well and we'll go to a 5th map?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like the trend for SK in the series, I kind of just highlighted. They started slow, then they were doing better, and now they're doing great over here on Mirage. So if that trend continues, they'll just keep going better and better. They look so good on Cobble. It is Cobble, though. It's always hard to tell exactly what's going to go down, just the nature of the Beast site.
I think we could be split then. If I personally think that the Tempo will be favorites to take Cobblestone. But I mean, I'd love for you to be right and we go to a train. That would be pretty sick. Either way, though, let's find out if SK can convert this 8-4 lead into a map. Their first map of this best of 5, it would end up being. Tempo Storm want to close it off right here, right now. They have gone for a force-up and include 2 M4s, 3 pistols. One of the first times we've seen the CZ in quite a while, actually. Most of the players that I've been casting, at least, over the last couple of days, have been opting for the 5.7 instead on their CT side. It's a personal preference thing, of course. They're both really solid pistols.
I feel like I have been seeing a ton of CZs recently on that CT side. But a lot of big 5.7 plays in the tournament for sure. Over here in the connector, it's going to go 2 for 2. That's Phelps and Bolts getting the kills for Tempo Storm, Cillian and Magix. But Showtime with that 5.7 takes down Magix Boy, now man advantage. But the rifles are gone for Tempo Storm. That was Bolts and Phelps. They've both been taken out. It's all the pistols now. And wow, that must have been the last bullet there from Henny out of that CZ. He takes down Freeze. That was the op. Freeze has been winning most of those when it was op versus op. The CZ apparently too much. Here's Madi. He's been having a great game on Mirage. Can he bring this one back 1 versus 3? Lucas, he showed us what he's made of with the Deagle and around previous, and now Henny's got that op. We know that. Oh, okay, or we don't. Henny gonna miss the shot, and Madi playing exceptionally well right now. Great use of that smoke. He's gonna go for the plant. Will he stick it? He does. Lucas going on the slow walk up, but it's oh, he looks the wrong way, and in the smoke, Lucas able to see apparently. Does come away with that kill, and Tempo Storm another round that they get on a really, really messed up buy.
Really nice work from Modi to have the presence of mind that Henny would be up on the little boost spot and trying to hold an off angle, really catch him out. Unlucky timing. Modi just turned around. He thought maybe Lucas would be coming from the CT boxes. just cost him his life. Very unfortunate timing, but Tempo Storm will be all over that. After their timeout, they convert the next round. See a differences there between the two AWPers on Mirage. And both the AWPers do have the weapon.
Oh, here it is. This is the smoke that was talked about on the desk. 5 launders there, and now Henny's going to start to work it out. You can see that the gap that is kind of presented there, it plays off the one smoke that the terrorists throw themselves, and you can get them as they cross over. And they actually don't quite commit to it. Pimp did not want to jump across.
Asilian, I think, got dinked in mid. Definitely heard the sound down to 49. Henny now going to be using the connector angle, of course it's a lot more safe.
They're going to have a flash here, or the Molotov into connector, and the flash will go right into the face of Henny. So he's forced to give up the angle, and Pimp and Asilian are able to take top mid control.
The thing is here for Tempo Storm, they've only got 1 smoke left, and 1 Molotov. So as time ticks on, this could be an issue. Double connector stack from Tempo Storm. Phelps is going to be watching the angle out onto mid. He has missed his chance, but this could be a bait. This could be a bait for Henny to now strike on. There's the first kill for him. Is he going to get any more from this? No, he's missed his second opportunity, and even though flash banged, Magic's boy goes straight in for the jugular, and he does get rewarded with the kill. That being said, though, Tempo Storm still have a player advantage.
Yeah, flashbang and full running. Magic's boy so fortunate he got that kill. I thought the bait and switch from Helps and Henny was going to be fantastic, but only getting 1 with the op. Showtime, meanwhile, with the FAMAS. Lucas on the catwalk. He'll push forward, and he's going to find 2 as they are dazed and confused there inside of that connector.
Time after time after time, the pause pays dividends for teams. But this time, it's Tempo Storm. They were 4 to 8 behind. It was looking like a horror show, and now it's been somewhat salvaged. So SK Gaming will be coming into this round with 3 Tech 9 Kevlars. Freeze has his AWP again. Not with a particularly fantastic spawn, but Modi has a good one. And again, this is the round where, why doesn't Cillian just drop the AK for Modi? He has the best spawn. He's a monster,
Phelps.
but it doesn't matter because Phelps comes up, he gets a 1-for-1 trade though. That's a weapon across the SK Gaming. Thank you very much. And they just back off. That trade completely goes the way of SK Gaming.
I'm really curious why Tempo Storm has been pushing through just 1 player on underpass. Generally, they'll send 2 there, and 1 through the B halls, or 2 to push the B halls, and then 1 through underpass, so that if anyone does get killed, the trades will come out. But we've seen Lucas go underpass by himself and get killed to make it a 4-on-4, which is always great for the T side, which is SK Gaming. And then we saw Phelps do it on that round. Even gave one of those pistol players a gun.
Just saw Pimp saying, "This is fun." The tilt. It's real. There's some love, though, in the chat. Showtime, holding an angle they wouldn't be expecting. Again, though, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and Tempo Storm looking like they could be slipping out of this round and taking a 9-6 deficit going into the halftime score. Lucas, though, has been biding his time, very patient play. The first kill goes down. He heard the bomb getting planted as well, so he's going to go for the pre-fire. To his left-hand side comes the second play. That was so close, but SK do hold on. And with Magic's boy dropping a 17-for-9 score on the first half, they take a 9-6 lead.
Yeah, so that's really fantastic for SK Gaming to get off to such a first round of the second half. Lucas to, I think, pick up a triple there, right?
Yeah, 3 kills for Lucas. 3 big impact kills. Just what Tempo Storm needed, just what SK were hoping wouldn't come to fruition. 5-7s. Gonna be a buy-in for SK. See, a couple teams might go, may even think about the idea of a scout here, but because they didn't get a bunch of kills in that first round, it's not really on the cards. Go for the jump scout into B apps, but as it stands, Tempo Storm gonna be looking to put their foot down on the A side. There's 3 players there from Tempo Storm, though. From SK, I should say. And one of them's Pimp, but he just got 3 kills with the 5-7 all headshots. And just like that, Tempo Storm have been wrecked. As Cillian comes in with his own 5-7 kill. What is happening?
That's a what face.
That is.
It's not even the first time we've seen Pimp do that. He was pulling that out in overpass matches and some other ones. Every time this guy has a 5-7, he even goes for the 5-7 on the pistol rounds a lot of the time without armor and comes away with massive kills. Like, the 5-7 might just be Pimp's gun. And as we were saying, we were kind of pointing him out. He only had 2 kills.
Yeah.
He was not playing exceptionally well, but that's a big one for his team.
Man, oh man, oh man. Pimp, 5-12 now. What a play that was. Grenade goes in. Chunks down 2 players. Magic's Boy looking good with his UMP to get some damage done, but Henny with the drive-by Tech-9 kill will silence him. Double spray down from Freeze. Bomb planted in the meanwhile from Tempo Storm. And a UMP picked up, and Bolts has Kevlar. There's a lot of grenades for SK, though, to retake this site with.
Bolt's definitely going to be the key player. He's been so good for the Tempo Storm team in basically every single map this tournament, and he's in a very good spot that might not get checked at all. He can even maybe play the pay. Oh, it does get checked, and it's the wider angle, so Freeze can see it. That's his 3rd kill on this retake situation. He had the double spray down earlier. Showtime with this P250 finds 1, 2, almost a third, but Pimp is there. And wow, this was to the brink too. That was a pretty close to fuse.
Yeah, he's had a couple more seconds on that one. SK though, solid hold. This is the play from Pimp. That is ridiculous. Very, very nicely done. Just almost an autopilot there. It's the kind of play where you just react. Don't have much to think about, just bullets to faces. And Pimp giving SK now a 4-round lead. Tempo Storm pistols. They do have a bit of utility to use. 2 smokes, some flashes. Going to be looking to execute onto the A side.
Oh, Freeze is right with the op. He's in the perfect spot. Actually, the smoke's going to go in. That was from the CT side to smoke off Palace. Freeze moved forward, almost got caught out in the open. Asilian gets a nade kill. Madi helping out on that one, and then getting 2 more of his own. So big damage for him. Make it a 3rd kill. And Pimp to bring down Henny as the last on the round. So now 12-7, leading by 5. Tempo Storm will have a bye on their hands here going into round 20.
Probably the best that we've seen from SK so far. We had moments here and there on Dust 2, but this has been fairly consistent. From the Danes, plus Modi, of course the Swede. Henny has the AWP though, 4 AKs. And filtering out across the map. Bomb dropped. Declaration of just playing a slower round here from Tempo Storm. I say that, but Bolts actually goes out by himself and gets punished. Very strange decision from Tempo Storm. You've just gift-wrapped a free kill across. There was nothing to avenge him there.
I wonder if that's a sign of Bolts just now trying to do too much on his own to try to get his team back into this. And yeah, like it goes in alone. There is no one there to facilitate a trade. So that's going to put Tempo Storm in a bad situation right now. SK Gaming with everyone alive. Lots of utility still there. And Freeze landing another op shot. That one's on to Showtime. But the crowd will not be silenced as still Madi and Pimp are just getting all these kills, killing everyone for Tempo Storm. There's Henny going to connect the shot. Unfortunately for him, not a kill, and Asilian is there on the cleanup. It's 13-7 in favor of SK.
Been really impressed with SK here on Mirage. Playing it perfectly. Textbook performance on their T sides. And on their CT rounds. Tempo Storm after their bye. Back to just pistols again. So SK Gaming are looking in prime position to take us to the 4th map of Cobblestone. They have themselves an open Freeze's hands. He's about to get aggressed on. Did tag Phelps, but just lands the leg shot as he was leaping up towards the boxes. Flash into window. There's a team kill.
Oh, no.
Lucas shoots Phelps in the back of the head.
At least
That's going to leave a mark.
At least it was still a 1-dig. As Bolts will find one of those himself onto Asilian. Pimp off of the catwalk, though, working around that smoke. That's covering him there from the top of mid. Henny couldn't find anything from there. And he's on 13 HP. He will be run down and killed. 14-7. SK Gaming now starting to look like they did yesterday against both Dignitas and Hellraisers.
Well, here's the last chance now for Tempo Storm to really get anything from this. It's going to be one of the best buys of the half. Phelps with 5.9k is going to go for an AWP. I was just about to say, will they try and go for a double, or will they try and go for something a bit desperate and different as a result of just nothing working? Henny had the best possible spawn to go either B-apps or mid with, and I think he's going to elect to go into B-apps and try and take a leaf out the book of Oscar, who does this a lot for Hellraisers. You could hear across the map that there were a couple of shots exchanged, and obviously neither player fell down as there is smoke there, enough to choke on. Meanwhile, Showtime lands the headshot onto Magic's Boy. The Tempo Storm, for one of the first times on this half, have got themselves the first kill.
I suppose that's Magic's Boy. I think he went down there an underpass, right? So he pushed through also by himself, something that Tempo Storm did quite a bit, and it's not really worked for either team at this point. As Magic's Boy takes the fall, Phelps gets a nice shot. We saw him opping a little bit yesterday in that VP match. And he'll come away with a kill here.
33 HP though left. Got tagged up pretty significantly from the AK-47 spray. Modi connects Dome's bolts. Be silenced until round 23. What could be the last round, depending on how this one finishes. Player advantage for Tempo Storm. Only got one smoke left to play with 45 seconds left. And that's going to be a bare bones aggression. 2 incendiaries, and Modi lets fly with another kill. This time it's on Phelps. He was already low. He was already weakened and vulnerable. Been put out of his misery. Tempo Storm have got to get a move on that. He's going to go a long way to make it a reality, though. Henny onto Modi. And that leaves Pimp and Freeze all that remain.
And they don't have any smokes right now, so they're just throwing these flashes over into CT, trying to keep the Oppa Freeze at bay, and it has worked out. That's the bomb going to go down, but what an angle to start with for Freeze, taking the head off of Lucas as he's hiding out there by a ramp. Beautiful stuff. Now 2-on-2. And he's going to be missing that shot. And there are a couple Molotovs. Henny will get one more. Fire going down, but it's not really forced. Oh, he's actually caught in between it, so Freeze pulls out the pistol, will get it done, tap at the bomb, going to scope in and just stay on it. Oh, but he can't shoot or doesn't decide to. Thought the defuse was close enough. Hard to tell, but it's Showtime coming up with 2 kills. So Showtime now is starting to get involved.
That's rough, isn't it? As Crosshair even moved onto Showtime, you thought, okay, take the shot, but wasn't forthcoming. Decided to stick onto the site instead. 1 second left to go. Tempo Storm navigate their way to a 6-round deficit. SK Gaming up, do have the rebuy. Freeze again, gonna have the quick pop into window. That flashbang does force Magic's Boy to actually take more of a passive position. Throws out the grenade and the smoke, and he's not gonna get anything from this other than losing 32 health. Actually make that 58 health now.
Well, I'm gonna go into Underpass, try to find anything there. Not the case. SK Gaming is not elected to push it on this round. Pimp once more on the catwalk. Magic's Boy in the back of B. And it's going to be Freeze coming away with the first kill. That's an op shot onto Phelps. You can see his dead body there on the A ramp. So it's not worked out. Bolts this time, generally he's been working the A ramp by himself, decides to take Phelps with him. And, well, Bolts forever alone, I think.
Yeah, Billy no mates. All by himself. Still plenty of time to play with, though, for Tempo Storm. Seen the smoke out on connector. Maybe going to try and fake an A play. This also stops any vision from the A site darting across to short. So multi-purpose smoke in play. Magic's Boy is dead. That's going to leave him by himself. This is the moment to go. Huge 2 kills for him. And that's all he's going to pick up from this. That being said, those 2 kills do give his team an advantage now in terms of manpower. And with both Tempo Storm members fairly low, this could be another spanner in the works, but Henny has something to say about that. The AWP shot comes out onto Cillian, Freeze and Modi. Modi of which is going to be pushing through the short side. Freeze is hoping that he can see a glimmer, just a pixel is required so he can take down one of these pesky Brazilians on the site. Showtime, peering towards short, peeks around the worst possible second. Now it's all on Henny. Can he go and make a hero play? Misses the first shot, you'd expect him to land that one, connects on the second, he's going to be peeking around the corner, but it is being defused right now from Freeze. He misses the first flick, he's going to be running in with his knife, he's going to be stabbing his way, but it's going to get defused. And SK take the round, and just to make matters worse, Freeze spins around with the USP and executes Henny.
Freeze surviving on 3 HP after, I guess he did take a couple knife slices, but he gets the defuse in, and then he finds the kill. So that means no op in this round for Tempo Storm, and Henny with only $4,600. He couldn't afford it, so he goes in for the AKs right now, and SK Gaming, that's match point. They'll have quite a few of them to work with. Tempo Storm on a half buy.
That's gotta hurt. Put his bayonet on, went for the bayonet charge, completely whiffed. I mean, it's a rough ask, to be fair. He's in a 1v2, just with an AWP, nearly made it work. Showtime has snuck his way out onto the site already. No one spotted him. And no one has any idea where he is, so much so that he's got the spray off and he's going to pick up the first kill in this encounter. Lucas finishes off the tagged up Brazilian. And our Pimp again has to try and lock down as many players as possible. He's done so much damage to Showtime. 1 HP is left. A deagle in the hands of Lucas. Oh my goodness, but the deagle's more than good enough. And Freeze takes a bit too long to pull the trigger. What?
Wow. Maybe he wasn't sure he saw him up there in the apartments, didn't shoot quick enough, and then there he just gets bested straight up. Seems like he didn't even react. Madi will get one more kill as he looks to retreat away. Pimp got that one kill and did, of course, the 99 damage to Showtime. I thought once more it was going to be Pimp to be the saving grace for the CT defense, because back in round 23, he got the one off the catwalk spun and got the players coming out that let his team have a 3-on-2 retake advantage. Still got very close, but it wasn't enough there from either Magic Sport or Pimp on the B site, as Tempo Storm are starting to make this comeback.
The thing is, though, Freeze had two separate opportunities. And here's the Henny attempted 1v2. That second
shot was so close.
Looked like it was like a millimeter off at most.
Oh, and it looks like he might have only sliced him once with the knife, if that. So a nice healthy buy coming in for a Tempo Storm on this round. That's got to have them feeling quite a bit better. They're going to start it off 3 players into the tunnels. Actually, Phelps going down underpass very, very quickly. Freeze holding this with the op, though. Oh, taking so much damage. He gets flashed up, takes the shot, and takes a lot of damage in return.
Freeze has missed a couple of shots in these last rounds that are starting to cost SK quite a bit. Not just in the sense of not taking a player down, but also in the sense that he's ate so much damage that he now has to be so careful, walking on eggshells over on the B side. Modi's made an onward journey through Palace, spots a player at the T spawn. Cillian, meanwhile, is caught in 2 minds. Or watch ramp, or watch connector. This could cost him his life. There is a player in connector. That's going to be Phelps, who's just gone for the peak. That's a beautiful flashbang, though, which lands in the face. I say beautiful. I'm not entirely sure if that was a CT or a terrorist.
That was Phelps' flash, I'm pretty sure.
It was actually his flash.
Yeah, okay, so beautiful from SK's point of view.
A dirt moment and a half then. Henny lands it back, but you can see SK have 2 very low members. Magic's boy could get the drop onto Showtime. He gets the headshot. Perfect crosshair placement as he waltzes around the corner. But now SK Gaming collectively have about 50 health.
Yeah, so it is that 3-on-3 situation, but SK are so low right now. Bomb started to make its way over to B. Cillian is going to kill Henny, so now 3-on-2. Maybe just the sheer numbers could overwhelm them. Bomb hasn't been planted yet, and it would appear that SK Gaming know exactly what's going on. They've just killed some people over a day, and now they've left. So bomb to be planted. It's up to Showtime right now. He's got that angle at Cat. He will give it up. Freeze hitting the op shot, and now it's all on Showtime. Very winnable 1 versus 3, actually. But he goes out for this first battle, and he can't even take that. A Cillian with a triple on the round, and that's going to be SK Gaming winning here on Mirage and extending the series past the 3rd map. We get to see Cobble.
We do get to see Cobble. I am surprised that that scoreline has came up. I really thought we'd be seeing a 3-0, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. We do now move across the cobblestone. You feel like SK should have this? I feel Tempo Storm will be favorites, but maybe that shook their confidence a little bit.
I don't know about should have this, but I think that Cobble will remain a competitive match, as we saw Dust 2 play so closely and actually quite dominant there after it's all said and done from SK Gaming. Cobble should be a very, very fun experience. And it was the map I wanted to see the most coming out between these teams. I really wanted to see SK on Overpass.